bottom line is a lot of products just don't make it. It's really all about your packaging. And of course, when we're sitting here with 75,000 packages, we can optimize packages for people. New Products Works is a resource, I would call it, for the industry. It houses over 75,000 products, grocery products. We've been collecting these products for over 30 years as they were introduced to the marketplace. By and large, there's four things that are motivating all of us, convenience being one of them. Health, wellness, worried about aging. Third one would be safety, food safety. Concerns with not just things like mad cow and stuff, it's more, bacterial, just day-to-day operational things. And the fourth area is gratification. We all still like to indulge and feel like we're worth whatever it is. So if it's something you like, you want it, you're going to take it, and you want it your way. As consumers, we like to laugh, hey, the big guy screwed up, ha ha ha, But there's learning from it, and I think here's a great example. I can imagine the research that went on here to introduce this product, but once you see it together, what do you feel like? I feel like I'm drinking liquid candy. The Maalox Whip, it looks like shaving cream. And this is, I think, really what happens is packaging. There's so much communicated by a package, and to break the stereotype that this is not shaving cream, it's just too hard to do.
Jell-O for salad?
Jell-O for salad. Well, yeah, there you go. It's one. Unfortunately, it looked like Jell-O for salads, and the flavor looked like it was chicken, or that it was ham in this case, where in fact it was mandarin orange that you would use with it might be a nice accompaniment with chicken salad. Baby food, yeah, it's not baby food, it's adult food. Singles by Gerber for adults. It sounds small, trivial in a way, but that final tweaking of the final concept just gets, I think, the incremental results. We started working with this container, knowing that it was a square package and it was probably the most efficient way to ship product. And this product was on the shelf, liquid laundry detergent from Japan, but it had the screw top. And, the rest is history. We had a situation where somebody had tampered with an iced tea packaging and had put toilet cleaner in the iced tea. So the person drank it and of course was burned from inside out. And by the time it went through the FDA and federal regulations and stuff like that, it was 4 years down the road. And how does one prove what was the state of the art in tamper-proofing from 4 years earlier when the marketplace doesn't, has progressed in that time period? But came to us, of course, when we have bottle after bottle of iced tea and how, by year they're all dated so that you can see what the state of the art was. The kids will bring back all sorts of stuff, and this is one of their favorites. It's what is it? It's a very pliable, there's a stealth part to it, there's a tactile part to it, there's a fun component to it. This is probably the optimal packaging for beverages for a kid.
It's made so you can microwave it. It fits in the cup holder of your car. So now you can nuke your soup and drink it on the way to work. It's a popsicle, beef-flavored popsicle for your pet. Now they have the green slime cereal so that all the younger boys can now have their ooze. Breakfast on a stick now. They have pancake sausage on a stick, so you can have that. Or if you want lunch on a stick, and particularly maybe you're a vegetarian and don't want a meat product on a stick, here's the incredible macaroni and cheese with broccoli on a stick. You can have your cheesecake, and you take it out, and it's an individual container like this. And it can be microwaved, and then it's a little indulgent, but you don't have to be tempted with a whole cheesecake sitting in your refrigerator.
We are trying to generate lots and lots of ideas. And from those, then we take them out to consumers in our consumer discovery process. And through that, we can do iterative work that actually can refine and cull through the better ideas.
There is old school photojournalism, and some of those people maybe wouldn't understand what I'm shooting and saying it's not photojournalism, it's too contemporary or something. I'm part of that new generation, and trying to add something different in it, and it's exciting. Photojournalism is not just particularly one genre anymore. It's a lot more encompassing, and I'm part of that new generation. A lot of the traditional photography is a little bit more removed, and I think a lot of younger photojournalists today, including myself, are being a lot closer to the subject and pushing things a lot more and just to bring out a new freshness and explosiveness in the pictures. For the first 2 or 3 days, it's really nice just to talk and eat and socialise with them and play with their kids or whatever, and then begin it. And then everyone's a lot more calmed down, and you can really follow through on the subject. I also look for aesthetics within images as well, and beautiful light and beautiful composition and stuff like that. So I've been criticised for that because it's not telling enough of a story, or refugees and the Afghan refugees in Pakistan. For me, I didn't want to approach it so much on the misery, but I wanted to approach it on life within the refugee camp. From the magazine I was on assignment for, I got a little, not criticised, but they wanted more misery and stuff, and I can understand from their point of view, but when I got there, it's just not the angle that I wanted to approach it from, and I've seen so much of that. I wanted to have to really show their life, and they have such a strong family unity. Kids flying kites within the refugee camp, and so you have kids doing that, but against such a dramatic scene. So they're the moments I really, really enjoy. I didn't want to shoot it in a stereotypical circus imagery that everyone is so used to, and I find quite boring. I shot the whole series in black and white and continuing, but in a very graphic way, and quite voyeuristic in some ways as well, and quite explosive in the use of colour. A lot of my friends in photojournalism are single, or they don't have children. And that's difficult because I was just back in Australia for nearly 5 weeks, and before I left it was incredibly emotional before I left with her. We just drove around in Antwerp with a big white backdrop, and we just put up the backdrop in the middle of the street, and then we cast people on the street, and we were bringing like a workman and a diamond dealer together to kiss, and a real mixture of characters, people that you wouldn't even dream of getting together to have a kiss, and that was the whole campaign. It's one thing making beautiful pictures, but it's another thing telling a story with those pictures. There are few true photojournalists that can combine the two together. It's very, that's the real art of it.
We covered the basic concept, philosophy, idea of conspiracy. It usually involves something of the unthinkable, the unimaginable, something that you wouldn't think normally would happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kennedy has been shot. They think Kennedy has been shot. It appeared to be gunshot.
Kennedy landed here at 10:40 a.m. and less than 2 hours later, somebody shot him. And no one ever thought that would happen on November 22nd. We have Bobby Kennedy assassination. We feature a story on Martin Luther King. We show full documentaries on the JFK assassination. We show the entire Zapruder film. Our competitor, I'm not going to mention their name, but our competitor does not. They don't want to show you the headshot of JFK. They don't want you to see that his head is flying backwards at 75 miles an hour. And they don't want 100 people a day walking up to him. Hey, I thought you said Oswald did it. This shot looks like it came from the front, from the grassy knoll. It has all the different stories like JFK, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and George the Senior Bush, LBJ. We have the conspirators. This is a arms maker, Permadex, CIA, FBI, the mob, and National Security Council. This is reserved for the next conspiracy, which it is probably either going to be 9/11 or the Iraqi War. That's a powerful war machine and media connection. Media is anti-conspiracy. No offense. They tore the fence down in January of 2000, and I just walked up to the guy, hey, you mind if I take this home? He said, yeah, go ahead. I'm the owner of the entire fence. This is the biggest conspiracy and cover-up our government's ever gotten involved in. There are actually 2 spacecraft. 5 aliens died instantly. 1 lived for 2 weeks. That was the first and the best and the most authentic sighting. The very first one was it the best one. You had spacecraft, you had bodies of aliens, you had numerous witnesses that saw this material on the ground. You had a debris field like the Challenger. It's a factor of seeing just how close you can get to the truth. You know, it's like trying to hit the hole in one if you're playing golf, you know. No one ever does it really, but everybody tries.
You can't go to Giggle Shorts and go home and yell at anybody. It just doesn't happen. Everybody wants to laugh. A lot of the films that come in here, I would say the majority of the films, 80-90%, are people who do not make a penny making films. They're just doing it for fun.
The target is always easy. To make a small amount of people a lot of money.
Comedy Film Festival all weekend.
Giggle Shorts is an international comedy short film festival. For this year, we took in over 700 films. We're showing close to 200 this year in 5 days. They come here because there's really no other venue they can show their films. We're kind of a different film festival. We're not so worried about production value. I mean, you know, Hollywood can make a $120 million movie and sometimes not funny. So we're more concerned with the comedy.
We took everything from different sports that we learned and we just applied it to this.
We started getting a little too slick, and we made a pact that we'll never do more than like 2 or 3 takes. We don't think about the shots too much. When we started thinking about it, it stopped. It wasn't as funny, and by doing it that low-tech mini DV, it kind of looks like porn. So the whole thing is creepy right from the get-go.
The Giggle Shorts Film Festival is for people such as myself that don't have a huge budget. They don't have the best equipment in the world. They don't have all the actors. It's just something that you can do in your backyard. It's something you can do with your spare time.
Oh man, he said it and spilled my beer. That does it. He's asking for it now. Come on, I'll take that beer out of your heart, eh?
People are going to find this more enjoyable than some of the big budgets one. It comes from the heart. All of these comedies just come from what people think that are funny.
A lot of the films that come in from around, they do reflect on their culture. I always look forward to putting in films from England, Australia, New Zealand. They just seem to have a really zany sense of humor there. The Vancouver Film School last year sent us 15 films, this year another 14 or 15. We run all of their stuff. Their stuff is just so well done.
They're short and they're easy to make. I don't know. They're whacked. You don't have to get maudlin or sentimental or anything like that. You can just be insane in very short, sharp bursts, which is, I think you can be a lot more subversive with shorts than you can with long form stuff.
My biggest thrill in running this festival is when the films come in. They come in all year, sitting down and watching them. I have a real love for the comedy here, and that's what I do.
Instead of a flat circle for an eye or a wobbly shape, you think of the eye as being a sphere, like a globe. And then I think we streamlined the nose, and we streamlined his head into kind of the shape of a tin can, but softer. So not as pointy, the edges. And so basically it's still the matte graining design which we brought to life in an animated cartoon. It's just a little more streamlined, and there are 9 points on Bart's head now.